Good morning, listeners, and welcome back to the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions Radio Show with Ron Couming of both RCS Technology Solutions and RCS Online Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs achieve even greater success by attracting, converting, and retaining their ideal customers and clients. The purpose of this show is we break this show into 3 segments, time allowed. In the first 2 segments, we bring on subject matter experts. Basically, these subject matter experts have already been there and done that and have achieved success, hence why they're a subject matter expert. And what they can do is they can teach you, A, about what it is that they do, but B, also the trials and tribulations that they went through from the beginning, intermediate, to now the advanced stages. By listening to them and how they overcame them, you can avoid them, or if you find yourself in those problems, thinking back on this, you'll realize a way out, and it will help lessen the severity of it and help you ultimately achieve even greater success. Our second guest today is Troy Hoffman. He is the founder of Simpluris, has mastered how to build thriving, high-growth companies, and throughout his career, Troy has launched and scaled multiple companies. However, it is his rapid success with Simpluris that has been continuously recognized on Inc. magazine's top 500 list of the fastest-growing private companies in America. As a result-driven business coach, Troy is committed to helping entrepreneurs and business owners not only grow their business, but also scale them to achieve a high level of freedom. With his proven program, entrepreneurs and business owners learn how to unlock their greatness, potential, accelerate growth of their businesses, and enjoy their success. Good morning, Troy.
Good morning, Ron. How are we doing?
Excellent. There was a pause for a second there. I thought we were...
I was taking off mute. I didn't want to screw this up. I didn't want to make any background noise for you here.
No, you're doing fine, man. There's no screwing it up. The worst we do is we just hit pause, right? No, this is a live interview, but there's no big deal, brother. Just be you, okay?
All right.
Where you calling in from, Troy?
I'm actually in the house right now, right off Main Street in Huntington Beach, California.
Okay, so you're calling in.
You need to come visit,
California.
Ron. You're going to love this place.
Oh, yeah, I've been there. I've gone to a couple of conferences over there, and I think when I was over at Bob Donnell's where I first met you, that's right in that area, too, by Casa Mesa.
Yeah, right. Bob's over by Newport area, and we're like another town down.
Yep, and so I've been all in that area. I love it over there. And
That's
in fact,
awesome.
I believe I'm going back in May. I was in Santa Monica and Venice Beach for a couple of weeks in January. And then I went to the East Coast. I went to Miami Beach for a couple of weeks in February.
Nice.
I'm due for a trip.
You got to avoid the cold from Boston.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think we might be getting some more snow tomorrow, man. But anyhow, talk to me about you, Troy. I mean, that's an amazing. Tell me about your company. You're in the top 500 list of the fastest-growing private companies in America.
You know what? We made that list several times. And it was funny. You were just talking with Jennifer.
Yep.
And she's got all these amazing things she's doing. But one of the quotes she just said was, "You're like, about talking about the show and the speakers. You're like, even about personal development is about building your business." And I think that's like literally, Ron, why I'm doing what I'm doing today, is because like after making Inc. 500 on like the first time. And, like, the second time, like, my body was fried. I went from, like, 200 pounds to, like, 287 pounds. My testosterone went down to 100. I almost didn't want to get out of bed. I had so many problems at the company. I was literally physically burned out and fried from building businesses. And I'd already built a company before that, another company before launching this one. We went from, like, 0 to $5 million in revenue in, like, 4 years in a service-based industry. Not like an internet company. We weren't like just selling a bunch of stuff, and one day we sell $837,000 worth of watches online or something. This was like building a service company that's like super complex with a lot of like details that you really have to deal with, and any one of those details missed could cost hundreds, if not millions of dollars in missed. and errors. So.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're a definite believer in what she was saying.
Oh my God, yeah. Like, I mean, so that's where the journey for me started. Like, I actually grew up, Ron, with a dad who was a chiropractor, a neurologist, an internal medicine, clinical nutritionist. I was exposed to, like, I mean, literally all these health seminars, all these like motivational seminars. I got to hang out with Mark Victor Hansen when I was like 13 years old and see him speak at chiropractic conventions when he was speaking for the chiropractors. And I got in Amway at 18, and I started listening to all the tapes like crazy. I'd work in these crazy odd jobs listening to tapes, and those tapes are what kind of expose you, right, to like, how in the world do you live this crazy life and all the possibilities out there? And then you start building businesses. And, you know, I built 2 companies. One I started when I was 18, the other one around 20. One was an internet company, and we both did really, really well. We had a T-shirt business, and we started building back-end shopping cart technology. But I screwed those up, not managing finances well at all. The internet market crashed, and then we crashed. The whole shopping cart technology took down the other company that we had. So then I just went bankrupt on that. And, you know, it's been a journey of trying to figure out how do you apply all this stuff. And then when I built the last company, even though I knew all this information, I'd been to all these seminars, Ron, and I still crashed like about 5-6 years ago, and it was bad. Like, I just did not even want to go to work. And that's where like that personal development side really, really pays off, because you can do all these great things and build all these things. If your body falls apart, if your marriage falls apart, if your kids end up committing suicide, or the people around you are crashing, and your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband don't even want to be with you, none of it's worth it. And you make money, and it's not worth it at all. So that's what I've like kind of started doing these live seminars recently, Ron, for people, and starting diving into coaching over the last, like couple of years with people that are part of a group called Entrepreneurs Organization, and just trying to help other guys and girls not go through the pain I went through, basically, and just kind of been doing it kind of for free mostly. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, Ron.
Yeah, that's excellent. Now, if somebody, what are some of the symptoms, not symptoms, but if somebody, let's say you have 3 levels of people, I'm going to ask you for some tips here, right? So let's say you have 3 levels of people. One level of person is they haven't even started, they're just thinking about starting. Another person has already started, they've been in business 18 to 24 months. They've started to, they're making more money than they're spending, so they're on that side of the ledger. And then you have maybe another business person who's 5 years in the making, and they've achieved a level of success, but they certainly want to level up. So, and it's possible that one or more of these tips could apply to all of them. But what is something that you could tell each one of them, or something that will apply to all of them?
So, pre-revenue crowd, Ron, like I've started a bunch of companies now, right? We're actually starting 2 more businesses right now. We're actually working on putting together in the back end for totally different industries. One's men's health. One is kind of in the motivational, educational space, right? So we've been launching those this first quarter in the back end. So we're going back to the thing. One is just be super clear on some ways of what you want, and like, don't quit. You're either a genius or an idiot in 3 years, not in 3 months. So you don't quit for 3 years no matter what, like whatever you're doing. If you're going after something, if you really believe it can work, if it will really, inside your heart of hearts, you've seen it work, you've seen other people do it, it can work, spend 3 years at least going for it. And I think that's one of the main things is like just sticking with it and driving all out. Like, go into it, like literally 7 days a week, as much as you can. If you have to have another job, then work the 40-hour-a-week job, then work another 40-hour week on this every single week. The second group is those that are actually making revenue. Think big, but start small. Like, think big, but start small. The greatest thing ever is having the ability to do every single aspect of your company, every single aspect of your business. You should know something about as in depth as possible. Even if it's internet marketing, like I'm not a tech guy. My brother's a genius Ron. Like, he's at genius level when it comes to tech, when it comes to stuff online. I've got friends that are, but I still take the time to watch everything, learn everything, read everything. I just bought another textbook that's like an old school, like, college textbook that's brand new on just AI, artificial intelligence for the men's health, for the AI we're building out. So I'm studying it. I'm understanding how it's being developed, because this is what happens when you start small and you have to do every job yourself. You become lethal. And when you're lethal, you can have a conversation about accounting. You can have a conversation about technology. You can have a conversation about shipping. You can have a conversation about marketing and any aspect of your business. No one's going to be able to pull the wool over your eyes. You're going to know how to give amazing direction and become the leader that they need you to be if you're going to run a successful company. And for stage 3, as you kind of break through and you've actually got cash flow, be conservative with the cash, but constantly keep investing. That's when you want to keep investing in the next stage of your business. Keep investing in the next stage of you. Keep investing in the next stage of where this thing's going to go and how you're going to keep attracting revenue, so you can have a marketing engine that's constantly bringing you revenue, so that way you can be a person that one day can be a person that leaves a legacy to the people around you and people that don't even know you in your life. And I think that's one of the key things is, like, within any of those 3 contexts, though, Ron, it's like, how do you build the business, scale it rapidly, right? And then not crash yourself or hit boredom or burnout, right? Because a lot of us entrepreneurs, we get like, I mean, Ron, you've been doing this for a long time. You could be hitting boredom in your life. You're like, screw this. I can't hit boredom now. I have all these people depend on me, all these companies, right? And it's so easy for any of us at any level to hit burnout or boredom because we're working so hard. Our minds are fried. And that's what I've been kind of trying to work with right now, entrepreneurs, because what I went through and the pain and trying to get back energized and care about the company and have great relationships again and pull all this together, right? That's where I've been teaching this concept of the core 4 every day on body, being, balance, and business. What are you going to do for your body every single day? A veggie drink and a workout. What are you going to do for your being? Are you going to get the meditation in or prayer in or whatever that is for you? Are you going to take time for journaling of some sort, your gratitude, whatever you want to put down, your balance? Are you sending notes and connecting deeply with the ones you loved, your wife, husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, kids, every day, sending notes, writing those texts? And in business, how are you educating yourself and then sharing what you learn every day, just like you are, Ron, on this radio show for free, for people, so you can impact others' lives by what you're learning and what you're sharing. So, Ron?
Yeah, I love it, Troy. That's amazing, man. And you touched on so many points. I had to actually sit here and take notes because otherwise I would have forgot so many things. But, I could talk about the AI, which I think is amazing that you're learning it. But AI is definitely, it's where the future is going. I mean, even in my industry, internet marketing, when people, they're talking to Alexa now. They're not going to their phone, or not as much as used to, or certainly when they're in the house and they're saying, get me the best pizza in whatever town they're in, order a pizza, whatever it is, Alexa, pizza, whatever the town is. And so it's changing everything. In my industry, it's changing everything in automotive. So, but, getting off the tech stuff, because the geek in me came out when you started talking about that. But
I got more to tell you, Ron, off the show. We had the guy running the ICO for Kodak was just at our office. We have like a cryptocurrency night at our office, and all these guys are like genius level, like, are in Orange County doing some of this cryptocurrency. One of the guys actually is starting in a company to compete against Alexa because of all the privacy issues, and they're being funded by these huge, like, multi-billionaires. So it's like coming out soon. So off the show, I got to tell you about all this.
I love it, man. Thank you. Now the geek in me is definitely coming out. But one of the things that I often tell my clients is learn it, do it, and delegate it. And that was one of the things that you touched on, certainly on that second level, is you want to learn whatever it is, whether it's the internet marketing, whether it's the accounting, whether, just basically you don't have to become an accountant, but learn, what does this mean? What does that mean? And, because you want to be able to delegate it so you can focus on whatever your genius zone is, whatever your top 1, 2, or 3 money-producing activities are, but you want to delegate it to a point where you learn, you're not being taken advantage of. So you learn it enough that you understand it fundamentally, so somebody isn't just pulling the wool over your eyes and overcharging you and not doing what they're supposed to do, and that opens you up to liability. So I love how you touched on that. And that's in my industry. I tell people, you're not a graphic designer. You're not a website person. What are you going to do? Save $200 a month? You're going to spend 20 hours doing something. You could have sold, a $100,000 package, and you could have paid somebody $200 to do it. You know what I mean? So did you really save $200, or did you lose, $100,000? Or even if your package is $2,500, you lost four packages. You lost $10,000 to save $200. So that's excellent. These classes, these sessions you're giving, and you're right, this radio show is totally free. The radio station WCAP, they saw the value in this, so I get this show. I don't get charged for it. I don't get paid to do the show. My guests don't pay to be on the show. The advertising has nothing to do with me, so everything is totally objective. So this is purely a give back to everybody, and I love how you mentioned that. Very few people even pick up on that. So, but you also on Saturday you just did a great class, right?
Yeah, we've been broadcasting these on Facebook. We're about to start a YouTube channel. I've never really I'm not a speaker. I'm not someone that's trying to get out there and sell coaching. I've been working in a group that's called Entrepreneurs Organization, which is called EO, and another group that's like a subgroup of that called Accelerator, where you're helping people that are at $250K in revenue trying to get over the $1 million mark. So I volunteer in that group a lot over the last 6, 7, maybe it's longer since I had burnout. Maybe it's 7 years ago now. I can't. Starting to lose track. Around 2012, probably when I was at my most burnout stage. But that's when I got in all these other things even heavier and go back to the basics. But that group has been great because you volunteer and help people. So I've been starting doing the live broadcast. And on my Facebook page, there's some stuff. We're starting to build a website. And we're just going to start doing these once a month, live broadcasts. Anyone who wants to show up at the office for these events. And we're teaching all these concepts, like the framework to live your life in, right? First you need to take care of you, number one. If you're an entrepreneur, you got to take care of your body first. So if it crashes, you have to take care of your mind second. Then you take care of your family, and then you take care of your business. Because if there's something wrong in your business right now, I guarantee it's not your business, it's you. I guarantee it's somewhere in your body, it's somewhere in your mental state, it's somewhere in the way your family is. If you just got to fight at your wife on the way to work, it's going to F your day up. If your body's sluggish and you're tired the last half of the day, it's going to F your business up. If your mind's fried from dealing with all these problems and you don't know how to get it clear and calm to make good decisions, it's going to F your business up. And I think a large portion of entrepreneurs, until we master the other three, our businesses aren't going to be what they could be, or our business is going to become so dominant, we're just going to be a one-dimensional instead of a four-dimensional person. And we're going to be dominant in this one business, but everything else is going to be a complete disaster, and we'll never have full fulfillment in a lot of ways. So that's what part of these conferences are. How do you release the triggers? How do you scale your business? How do you scale your life along with scaling your business? And then as we work through that and we have a group of people who kind of walk through this, we're going to help more people. How do you scale your companies? Have you read Mastering the Rockefeller Habits? Have you read the book Scaling Up? Are you teaching your employees, the book Crucial Conversations? Are you going through the book Who Moved My Cheese with your employees? So as you delegate, they actually take action on what you delegate so that you can build the company, the vision that God's put in your mind. And that's part of this is this process is taking all this crap I've learned, Ron. It's okay, how do I start dumping the things we're doing at Simpluris? Every few weeks, every few months, we're going through a different book with our own team. So we pour into them so they change. Who Ate My Frog is one of the books. Eat the Frog First was the one book. Who Ate My Cheese was the other one. We just finished those two books. Crucial Conversations we've done. All these other books, and it's so that you're developing not only yourself, because you can't develop those around you if you're not developing yourself first. You're never going to be able to ask or demand from others what you haven't done or you're living yourself as a point person and leader of the organization. So, and we're just giving these away and broadcasting them live. I think we're going to try to do some YouTube stuff and see whose life we can affect it. Because if someone hears my story and it affects their life, and they're an entrepreneur or a business person, and then it affects the wife or the husband and the kids, then it's been a success, man. Because no matter how great we are, like, your message is going to be heard by some people perfectly. Mine's going to be heard by other people perfectly. Their messages are going to be heard by a whole different audience. And the whole thing is, like, how do we move all of us forward? So there isn't people taking depression medication. There isn't people committing suicide anymore. There isn't people going to alcohol and drugs and sedation to hide from all the shit problems of this world and constantly destroying families and destroying kids and destroying marriages. You know, and I feel like that's where we can have a voice to impact more lives, Ron. So keep going, man.
Troy, I love it, man. I love it. And I want to let the listeners know, I know Troy offline. I've known him for a while, and everything he's telling you and the passion that you feel in his voice, I mean, it's 100% real. This is authentic. He's real. He's raw. He's relatable. I know Troy, so I'm telling you, you need to connect with him if any of this resonated with you. And if this hasn't resonated with you, I wonder if you have a pulse. Troy, can you give people your contact information? We still have like another 3 minutes left, but I just want to make sure everybody has your contact info.
I don't really know what to give, Ron. I guess we're launching TroyHoffman.com. There's Troy Hoffman on Facebook. And you go on there and like Troy Hoffman on LinkedIn. Anyone who's out there who really wants help, I'll give you my cell phone number. Like, if you have any of this resonates, you're like, man, Troy, like, I need some help. I'm about to crash myself. Maybe I can help, or I can give someone recommendations. My cell phone number is even 850-322-8261. That's 850-322-8261. You go to Troy Hoffman on Facebook. I think LinkedIn, try TroyHoffman.com, see if that's up and working yet. Rashid's been working on that. I need an internet marketing company to work for me because I'm trying to do a lot on my own. Ron, bad idea.
My name is Ron.
I'm learning massive right now. It's awesome. Keep going.
You hear me, Troy? I coughed. Yes. My name is Ron. Have you met me? No, just kidding. But
okay, so ClickFunnels, Ron, is a challenge. So that was like a learning lesson, is learning how to do ClickFunnels on yourself. I'm like, okay, I am not called to do this. Actionetics. So
yeah. Oh, yeah, the back end and stuff. Yep, ClickFunnels. Yeah, we know all about it. I actually create the funnels and make subdomains, and I'll save you $300 a month just with all that. But anyhow, but yeah, excellent. People, contact Troy. And it might be easiest, he gave you a cell phone number, it might be easiest to connect with him on LinkedIn or even on Facebook, or Troy Hoffman, that's with 2 Fs. .com as soon as that's up and running. I want to let everybody know, if for whatever reason you are unable to write this down, this episode in about 2 or 3 days will be on my website, rcstechnologysolutions.com. Just go to the Media tab and then Radio Show, and then also on WCAP 980 AM. Up in the right-hand corner, you'll see archives, and you'll see all the radio shows for like the last couple of hundred, but certainly this one. Troy, we're down to, I hear the background music coming in. I think we have less than a minute left. I want to thank you.
Have fun.
Yeah, thank you so much, Troy. And you've been listening to the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ron Couming of RCS Technology Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs attract, convert, and retain their ideal customers and clients to achieve even greater success.